Hello, everybody, and welcome to our personal peace procedure free community tapping circle, our first one in July. Everyone voted to work on procrastination this month, so I'm very excited to get started. But I wanted to go ahead and just share my screen with you so that you can kind of see how you can view all previous recordings and how you can always have access to the Zoom link and to the worksheet that we use almost every time. We didn't use it very much in June at all. We were working on trust and did some different stuff. But you'll go to offerings.amandawonderland.com, and then you'll see the Personal Peace Procedure Wednesdays with Wonderland Free Community Tapping Circle. It will take you to this little landing page. And for those that aren't enrolled, I know it looks like you might have to do a lot of work and maybe pay for something, but you don't. All you have to do is put in your first name. You don't even have to put in your last name and an email, and then just click I agree and click continue. I think it might fill out your country for you automatically. And then once you do that, you'll be able to sign in, and that'll take you to this sign in page. And then again, you'll click on Personal Peace Procedure. And it has everything outlined here for you. So for our community agreements, which apply every time we get together, the main one I want to outline for anybody that's new is take responsibility for your own mental health and well-being, tap when triggered, and find a practitioner if you need to dig a little deeper into anything that we've opened up. Over here on the left, there's always the Zoom link here. The Personal Peace Procedure worksheet is here. You can download it, you can print it. You don't have to print it. It is editable on your computer. And then you can find all of our past recordings. So we started in October of 2023. You can find a recent event and a past event. And it goes all the way down to June of 2024, where Richard Dock did our last one, the guest hosting for trust. And then once this one is complete, I will go ahead and post for July. So if you haven't, let me show you one last thing. If you haven't signed up that way, that is the best way to get the previous recordings. And there's this little button up here at the top right that says community. It's not very active right now. We mostly use the Facebook group, but eventually it could be nice if we had this community forum going. And then over here, there's PPP Wednesdays with Wonderland. And that opens up Share Your Insights. So you can go in there and you can talk about anything that we have covered that has been revealing for you. And we may eventually, if enough people sign up for this platform instead of Facebook, we may go ahead and just move the voting for our monthly themes over to offerings.amandawonderland.com. But right now it seems that most people are on Facebook, so we'll stick with that for the voting. But I just wanted to make you aware of that. If for some reason you can't find the email with the Zoom link, you can always go bookmark that page, and then you can always have the Zoom link there so that you're not scrambling at the last minute. Okay, so procrastination, something we all deal with quite often, and we are going to honor it today. We are going to look at it maybe from a different view, where we're not questioning our willpower or our self-discipline. We're not here to bring any tough love to ourselves, but we're here to recognize that procrastination is serving a purpose. It has a positive impact on us, otherwise we wouldn't be doing it. And generally, it's to help us stay safe. It's to help protect us from facing our fears of imperfection, of being criticized, of being seen, of failing, of maybe threatening others or making other people jealous. So it helps us to avoid something. It might even help us avoid overwhelm and burnout. We feel like if we accomplish this task, then we may expect too much of ourselves, or other people may expect too much of us. And so we just don't want to put ourselves that far out there. So it does do something, and we are going to see if we can maybe find the root of it today. Generally, the stress of getting it done, of not getting it done, is greater than the stress of actually getting it done. So a lot of us may even say, I work better under pressure. It's better when I wait until the last minute because then I'm really motivated to do it. But your body, in the meantime, doesn't work better under pressure. Your body would much rather come at things from a sense of flow and comfort and relaxation. So we're going to see if we can maybe bring that sense of safety to our body. It could have something to do with work, maybe creating your business. Could have something to do with something that you're studying, an assignment, writing up your session notes, actually doing your sessions if you're in EFT certification. I definitely felt procrastination and dragging my feet when it came to that because I was afraid of who I was going to be on the other side of that certification. And so every session note was just like grueling to get through until I finally worked through the fear of what if I actually like who I am on the other side? What if it's actually better than this version of myself? And then it was a lot easier to get the session notes done. But it may have to do with practicing a hobby or learning a new language. I definitely am experiencing some procrastination when it comes to my Portuguese speaking because I'm afraid that I'm going to sound not very Portuguese when I get to speaking it. And so it's easier for me to just stick with English and try to make sure everyone I'm speaking with speaks English. So I am right in the same boat with you guys today. We are going to be working through procrastination together. So just remember, it serves us, it's solving a problem for us. And I'd love for us to just ask a couple of questions of ourselves. So at the bottom of the worksheet, there's a little spot that says insights. And I'd love for you to write down these two questions. And the first one might answer it for you. The second one is just another way of clarifying that. So the first one is, if I finish, what's the downside? What's the risk of me completing this task? So I want you to go ahead and start thinking about what the task is. That's what we're going to use to fill out the worksheet. It could be a recent event where you were really dreading completing something, but I'd love for you to even focus on the future event of sitting down to do it, or maybe if you don't need to sit down to do it, but deciding, okay, I am going to do this. So focusing on, we're not going to do much goal setting today, but maybe like, tomorrow even, make it nice and immediate so we can get those triggers up. Think about accomplishing this task that you've been putting off. Might be cleaning your closet. So start to think of one task that you've been putting off. And then at the bottom of the worksheet, go ahead and write, if I complete this task, what's the downside? What's the risk? And if you're having a hard time getting the answer to that question, the other way to ask it is, what's the upside of not getting it done? What's the upside of procrastinating? And then go ahead and fill out the rest of the worksheet too. We'll just take a little pause here. So you can go into the aspects of what it would look like to accomplish this task. Will you be sitting down in front of your computer? There's your visual. Will you be sitting in your desk chair? There's your kinesthetic. Will you be holding a pen? What does your office smell like? I'm assuming all of this is in the office, but it could be anywhere. It could be in your bedroom. Could be out and about, handing pamphlets or business cards to businesses. Here, Pierre, I will post the worksheet in the chat again, and I will respond to some chats while you guys are filling out your worksheet. There you go, Pierre. Let's see. It wouldn't print, Terry says. See if you can fill it out online. I know that might not be ideal. But see if you can print it from the chat, Terry. Hopefully that will work. Kate, I would recommend go ahead and start just tapping on sneaking up. Even though I don't know if EFT can help with this, I have ADHD. That's a symptom of ADHD, and EFT may not be able to help me. So just go ahead and meet yourself where you're at and be surprised. Be open to being surprised if it does help. It may not, and that's okay, but it also might. It's helped me with so many things that I thought were hopeless in the past. So we're here. This is your time now to make a shift. So be open to it. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I'm kind of keeping an eye on you guys, and I'm going to go ahead and just start tapping for us so we can kind of get the body a little regulated. While you guys are filling out your worksheet, start noticing what's happening in your body. When you imagine beginning this task or continuing this task, if you're halfway through and you're not quite prepared to fully finish it, start noticing where that lives in your body, that resistance, that fear. It might even be resentment that you have to do the task, that you have to do it alone maybe. We're going to be doing some parts work today, and I used myself as inspiration. I hope that it resonates with some of you. I have an inner child who's afraid it's not going to be perfect, so she'd rather not even get started. Then I also have a shadow aspect. For those of you that aren't familiar with shadow, it's the parts of us that we suppress or deny, that we keep in the closet. We don't want to admit we have that part, and oftentimes they end up running the show for us. So my shadow aspect is lazy and helpless. She's young, she's tired of being responsible for everybody. She was parentified at a really young age, and she just wants to play, and she wants to say, I can't do it. Someone else needs to do it for me. So that part is a huge contributor to my procrastination. And if you resonate with that, we'll be tapping on that a little bit today as well. If you don't, you can always replace what I'm saying with words that resonate with you more. And cannot sustain this fear of failing, again, is too painful. Yeah, it's too much responsibility. Maybe it's too much pressure, too many expectations. I'm going to start writing down your words so we can do a round on that. Fear of failing again. Thank you guys for sharing. And make sure you get your suds. On maybe the general sud would be the level of resistance that you have to do. Like normally there's an event sud on the worksheet. So it could be, how much am I resisting this task? 0 means I'm ready to do it right now. 10 means I'm not doing it at all. So that could be your event sud. And then all of the aspect suds could just be regular, like the feeling in my stomach, my solar plexus, my heart, my left hip, whatever it is, write your sud for that. How activated do you feel when you think about typing on your computer? So make sure you have those suds as well. Too much responsibility. And I'm just not ready, Claudia says. I'm just not ready. What would ready look like? So make sure you get really deep into this. I'm just not ready to complete it. What would ready look like? So that would be like, if you were ready to complete it, what would be the downside of completing it? So really we're trying to get to the root of this fear or resistance or resentment or whatever it is that's keeping you from doing it. Yeah, Carrie, I feel you. Parentified, expected to do this before appropriate for a child. So remember that and feel it's too hard. Yep, it's too hard. It's overwhelming. I shouldn't be expected to do this. We're definitely gonna let our inner children and our shadow parts have a voice today and meet them with radical self-compassion. That is what we do with tapping, and without even having to force anything, just meeting them with radical self-compassion usually moves things a little bit. It's too scary right now. Yeah. Others will question my skill level. Absolutely. God, you guys are good. These are great words. Love it. Thank you so much for already sharing your vulnerability with everyone. They couldn't do it. How can I? What makes me think I'm different? Absolutely. And it won't be good enough, so I may as well not even start it or finish it. Good. Okay. Fear of looking foolish in front of people. Absolutely. Okay, so if those of you, if you haven't already begun, start giving your body a little bit of nice grounding, regulation, rubbing your sore spots or tapping the side of your hand. Letting your body know we're going to do a little exploring and that we are safe to do that right here. I don't have the whole plan yet, so I don't know the next step. Good. I could do the whole tapping circle on your words right now, and maybe I will. Okay. Huge block, like a huge wall I can't climb over. I'll have to write my bio, and what if what I write is going to make people want to work with me? What if what I write is going to make people want to work with me? Yeah. Is that what you were trying to say, Freya? Oh no, it's going to make them not want to work with you. Is that what you're saying? I can see it from both sides. We're like, oh gosh, now I'm really setting myself up for all these clients and I don't know if I want to work that much. But I can see it from the other side too. What if what I write doesn't resonate? You know, and what if putting myself out there actually leads to rejection? Into people saying that they don't want to work with me. Yeah, I get it. Which is what Lois just said, fear of rejection. Fear if I do this, it will be real. And how can I manage all of it? Judy, that's what I was saying. What if I do get all these clients? How can I manage all of it? I will be overwhelmed. I will be burnt out. Richard, you always come to cognitive shifts pretty early. I love it. Once we start moving that energy and making it a really daily practice, the energy just moves pretty quickly. How can this still be true? Good. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Everybody looks like they're pretty much done with their worksheet, I think. Let me just scroll through everybody. Want to see if we have any newbies as well, but it looks like everybody here is familiar with tapping. So I am just going to assume that we all know what we're doing, and if you don't, it's really easy, just follow along and I'll let you know which points we're going to next. So let's start with the side of the hand. And let's just do a little bit of grounding before we get started. We're working with a lot of different parts of ourselves, and some of them might be freaking out a little bit. And that's okay. It makes perfect sense. So let's just stay on the side of the hand. If you feel comfortable closing your eyes for just a moment so we can just connect to this present moment, to this time and space, to where you are in your room, the safety and comfort of your room, opening up to the safety and comfort of your body. Opening up to your breath. And seeing if you can slow it down a little bit. Slowing it down to 6 seconds on the inhale. And 6 seconds on the exhale. And relaxing your tongue completely on the floor of your mouth. We'll just do a round without any words here, so move to the top of your head, focusing on your breath and how relaxed your tongue is on the floor of your mouth. Eyebrows. Side of the eyes. Under the eye, feeling the connection points between your body and your seat. Under the nose. Under the mouth. Collarbone. And under the arm. Moving back to the side of the hand, if you can say these words out loud, please feel free. If you don't have that security or privacy right now, you can say them in your mind and always change them if they don't resonate with you. Okay. Even though I'm procrastinating, and I may be hard on myself about it, I'm open to accepting myself as I explore what may be behind this. Even though I can't seem to get that thing I need to do, get to that thing I need to do, and I'm stressing out about it, I give my body permission to relax anyway. Even though I'm dragging my feet on this, and I just don't feel like it, I'm open to accepting myself anyway, just as I am. Top of the head. I know I need to do it. Eyebrow, but I'd rather do anything else. Side of the eye. I don't wanna. Under the eye. I'm obviously avoiding it for a reason. Under the nose, even if I'm not sure what it is. Under the mouth, maybe I'm scared I won't do it well. Collarbone, maybe I'm scared I will do it well. Under the arm, either way, I don't want to do it. Top of the head. Maybe I'm afraid of failing again. It's too painful. Eyebrow. Maybe it's too much responsibility. Side of the eye. Maybe I'm just not ready to complete it. Under the eye. It's too hard. And I'm overwhelmed. Under the nose. I shouldn't be expected to do this. Under the mouth. It's too scary right now. Collarbone. Others might question my skill level. Under the arm. How can I do it if they couldn't? Top of the head. Who do I think I am? Eyebrow. It won't be good enough anyway. Side of the eye. And what if I look foolish? Under the eye. I don't have the whole plan. And I don't even know where to start. Under the nose. I'm overwhelmed by all of it. Under the mouth. So I'll just shut down and not do anything. Collarbone. Why should I do it? Under the arm. The anxiety is overwhelming. Let's move to the wrist point. So we'll do first the ones right on the wrist. How can this still be true? And how can I manage all of this? And then we'll move on to the ones that are about 3 fingers below the wrist crease. They're going to reject me. So I'd rather not do it at all. Let's move to the liver point. So right below the nipple, right underneath, I just kind of like rolling them back and forth. So just like this, but you can also tap right here if that feels okay for you. Just using some alternate points today. It's like a huge wall that I can't climb over. And then we'll move to the thigh point. So I just like to tap from the hips all the way to the knees, just all the way up and down. It really is where your hands would fall if you're standing up, but that gallbladder meridian goes all the way up and down. So let's just say, if I do it, then it will be real. Feel that fear in your body, feel whatever emotion you're having. Allow the suds to go up, so then we can allow them to come down a little bit. Good. We'll go to the top of the head. Maybe it's hard for me to make a decision. Eyebrow. Maybe I got in trouble for my decisions when I was little. Side of the eye. Maybe I've made bad decisions and I don't trust myself anymore. Under the eye, what if I get it wrong? And now I want you to just ask these questions, and we'll allow a couple points just to see if the body has an answer for you. So we'll go under the nose as we say, what exactly am I afraid of? Under the mouth, just listen. Collarbone, just listen. What exactly am I afraid of? Attention. Yeah. Under the arm. What part of me is most afraid? Good, you guys. Disappointed, looking foolish, success, absolutely. People will see I'm an imposter. Beautiful. Top of the head. What part of me is most afraid? How old does that part of you feel? Just listen. Being not good enough, being irresponsible. Eyebrow, what does this remind me of? This will be an event that we can continue tapping on a little bit today, but I'd love for you to write down the event in the bottom box. So you can work on it with your practitioner or a swap partner. What does this remind me of? Side of the eye, 6 or 7 years old. A lot of looking foolish. There's a theme. You're not alone, you guys. What does looking foolish remind me of? When do I remember looking foolish? Tapping on that table leg can really help with this overall tabletop of procrastination. Under the eye. I don't know how to get moving. Under the nose. Part of me feels paralyzed. under the mouth. All this pressure to get it done. Collarbone. It's preventing me from taking action. Under the arm. So I just put it off. I delay it. Top of the head. And this procrastination may be keeping me safe. Eyebrow. Safe in my comfort zone. Side of the eye, where I don't look foolish. Under the eye, where I don't get rejected. Under the nose, where it's not scary. Under the mouth, where I don't get laughed at. Collarbone, where I'm less overwhelmed. Under the arm, where no one questions my skills. Side of the hand. And even though it's safer to procrastinate, I am open to changing this narrative and finding safety in a different version of me. Nice, full, gentle breath as you maybe bring your hands to your heart, tuning into your body, grabbing a drink if you'd like, maybe stretching, moving around, shaking things out, whatever feels good for you. Yeah, beautiful. You guys are sharing so wonderfully today. Thank you. I stay in the shadow safely. Absolutely. So let's do a little check-in. Look back at your worksheet and just see if your overall resistance to completing this task has changed. Some of you were at a 10 when we started. So check in and see if that resistance has calmed down at all. See if it's gone up. See if you feel even more resistance now as we shine the light on all of it. And take yourself into tomorrow, where you will work on accomplishing this task, completing this task, and see if any of those aspects feel more or less charged when you bring yourself into that space. Yeah, thank you, Freya. My ex-husband telling me that he's a better writer than me and better at design, and I'm sad. I have grief that I believed that. It's a really lovely event to work on. It's good. So a lot of these fears come, this wasn't an inner child situation necessarily, but it may have triggered your inner child in some way to have your husband say, I'm better than you are. Sounds very much like something a child would say, right? So we're going to do a round on our inner child, and I'm going to use perfectionism as my wording. But if that's not what your inner child is most afraid of being imperfect, a lot of you are afraid of looking foolish. So in my mind, that's also being imperfect. So I'd love to do a round just to honor that inner child who was somehow learned growing up that if they're not perfect, they're not worthy of love. And so if they put something out there that isn't perfect, the love will be taken away and they'd rather not take that risk. So I'd love to just honor that part of us now. Do a little bit of tapping for them, bring them a little bit of this new love that we found for ourselves, that we're working on creating for ourselves, this unconditional self-love and self-compassion, even when we're not perfect. So I'd love to just honor that part a little bit. There's more fear for now. Okay, good. Keep paying attention to that, Lily. The resistance went to judgment. There's no reason I shouldn't be able to do this. used to use force and tired of fighting. Carrie, we're going to see if we can soften that a little bit by talking to your beautiful, sweet, scared inner child, because that definitely seems to move things more when we're able to talk to ourselves like we would a 5-year-old. Generally, if we talk to ourselves by saying, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to do this, that resistance is probably going to go up a little bit more. So we could just say, even though I feel like there's no reason I shouldn't be able to do this, I'm open to being kinder and gentler with myself. So just really beginning to change the way we talk to ourselves is a huge first step. Good, Ina, you're feeling less fear about it. Roma went to no one will believe me. Good, just moving through the core beliefs, you guys, just writing down the new ones as they come up. Every little bit of this information is just for us to get curious about. Yeah, absolutely, Francesca. I can't remember any event, but you have a memory. Can I tap only on that memory of my little child? For sure, absolutely. I'm sitting here with my arms crossed. Good. Absolutely. Good. It's okay if you want to keep them crossed as well. We're just allowing whatever part of you is feeling the most resistance to be there. We're honoring the resistance. The more we resist the resistance, the more it's going to resist. So if we just allow that resistance to be there, generally it settles down a little bit. I just lost that one, Pamela, but it looked really great. Being in my power separates me from the power of connection to my Father. That's huge. That is a huge revelation there. So this is where we get in touch with that part and see if we can somehow form an alliance. If we can somehow be a team. Start negotiating with that part that feels like if she's in her power, she's going to lose the connection with her Father. And so we say, I understand that this is your fear. And I wonder if there's any way that we could negotiate a little bit. If I could stand 10% more in my power and we could still maintain that connection with our Father, what might that look like? So just getting a little bit curious. I'm all about titrating. So it doesn't have to be all or nothing. Titrating means we move 5%. Then we just move 5% more. Whatever feels comfortable for our nervous system, because the more we try to push ourselves, the less progress we're going to make in that sense. So allowing ourselves to feel just a tiny bit more in our power and realizing we can still maintain that connection with our Father, even in our power. Getting a sense that my 6-year-old might be able to trust the flow of things versus trying to control things so much. Very nice, Teresa. Beautiful. Good, Francesca. Less resistance. Starting to feel joy and passion again. Afraid of the anger built up. Okay. Yeah, Claudia, just staying open to the energy continuing to shift. Good. So stretching out of my comfort zone to meet my goal rather than forcing myself to jump outside. Yeah, that's what titrating is. We're just stretching a tiny bit out of the comfort zone. Good. It wasn't my responsibility to keep the adults safe. Wonderful. Okay, so let's tap for your inner child a little bit. If the word perfect or perfectionism or whatever doesn't resonate with you, then find the word that does resonate with you. And then we'll see. I'll kind of take a vote and see how many of you actually have this shadow part, because we don't need to do a whole round on being lazy and rebellious if I'm the only one that has that shadow part. So let's focus on the inner child first, on that fear that if I'm not perfect, I will not be loved, because I have a feeling almost every human has a little bit of that in them. Okay. Even though I'm afraid it won't be perfect, I send unconditional love to the part of me that's scared. Even though I'm afraid I won't be perfect, I'm open to accepting all my perfect imperfections. Even though I'm afraid my imperfections make me unlovable, I'm open to changing this narrative. Top of the head. What if I'm judged or criticized? Eyebrow. What if I come up short and I'm not good enough? Side of the eye. What if I look foolish or they laugh at me? Under the eye. What if I'm less than others? I'm afraid I'll never measure up. Under the nose. Maybe I don't know how to do it. Under the mouth. I want someone else to do it for me. Collarbone. And it's okay to feel this way, little one. Under the arm. It makes perfect sense. Top of the head. It's too much pressure sometimes. And I'm sorry that I put that pressure on you. Eyebrow. I want you to be loved even if you don't do this. Side of the eye. You deserve love even if you're not perfect. Under the eye. I love you just as you are. Under the nose. And if you complete this task or not, I'm going to love you anyway. Under the mouth. If you complete this task and it's not perfect, I'm going to love you anyway. Collarbone. And I'm so sorry if you got any other idea. Under the arm. It's time for a change for us. Let's do some eye circles. We'll go straight to the triple warmer, triple burner point. Take a nice, full, gentle breath as you close your eyes. And then open your eyes and look hard down to the left. Then come back to center and look hard down to the right. Come back to center. Eyes roll all the way up to the ceiling and slowly start circling your clock, whichever direction you want, hitting every single number on the way around and feeling what that might feel like to love yourself anyway. Even if you never get it done, you're worthy of love. Even if you do get it done and it's not perfect, you're worthy of love. Even if you get it done and you look foolish, you're worthy of love. Maybe just say that as you make your circles. I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of love. I'll let you guys decide when you want to switch directions. There's no exact science here, as long as we're scraping the edge of your peripheral vision, maybe scraping out any self-criticism, any self-judgment. I am worthy of love, just as I am, even if I get rejected. I am worthy of love. Do one more circle here. What if I'm good enough? Just as I am. We'll say that 2 more times. What if I'm good enough just as I am? What if they were wrong? And what if I'm good enough just as I am? When you finish this circle, we'll move straight to the side of the hand. Let's hum a little bit. Let's count backward from 10 to 5, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Good. Top of the head. I'm sorry you don't feel good enough sometimes. Eyebrow. What if we could stretch out of our comfort zone anyway? Side of the eye. What if no one ever feels good enough? Under the eye. And what if we did it anyway? Under the nose. What if we could tap into that bold, brave part of us? Under the mouth. What if we took those sloppy, clumsy baby steps? Collarbone. And what if we fell down and we were still good enough? Under the arm. And what if we got right back up again and we were better than before? Side of the hand. And even though my inner child is scared, I am open to bringing a new sense of safety to him or her. I'm open to a change. And I'm open to taking my power back from this scared inner child. Okay. We'll take a break and check in right now. See how things are moving. I love that. I think I read that a couple months ago where people are like, you know, everyone talks about baby steps, but if you ever see a baby take their baby steps, they are big, clumsy steps, just straight into the floor. They just don't even care. They're completely brave about it. So a baby step, even though we imagine it being this tiny little timid, you know, step full of trepidation, that's not how they see it. They're like head first into the ground. They're ready to go. So hopefully we can get a little bit closer to that toward the end of today's session. So tune in, see if your resistance is shifting, see how you feel about tomorrow. Pretend you have the whole day off tomorrow. You have nothing to do but accomplish this task. Take yourself into that moment where you begin the completion of this task and see where the triggers are. Yeah, Kate, if you're not falling down, you're not trying hard enough. You're learning to ski. I actually failed ski school twice and they wouldn't let me on the slopes. So I was a danger to everybody else. So I was definitely trying really hard. I just kept falling down. Good, Claudia. Tears are good. Tears is just energy moving. So I'm so glad we got some emotion for that little inner child. The loving whether I ever do it or not, or if it's not perfect, was huge. Good. Yeah, there are lots of events that teach us the opposite. No one is alone in this boat. We all suffered in some way if someone decided that what we did wasn't perfect, whether it was teachers, coaches, preachers, parents, caretakers. We all have at least one memory that made us afraid of taking a risk in case it wasn't good enough and we got in trouble. I took a step and fell flat on my face. And that is how we learn, right? That is how we learn. Just like little drunk ducks. That's what I always think toddlers look like when they're first learning how to walk. We can go out there and be our little drunk ducks, setting up our EFT business, cleaning out the closet, doing whatever it is that we're doing. Good. Yeah. Okay. Good. It's all making sense. Stuff is shifting. Okay. So let's just kind of take a vote. If you guys want to tap on this lazy or rebellious part of you who's just like, not going to do it, can't make me do it, I refuse to do it, then just put yes in the chat. And I'll see if there's like 10 or more, then we can do that. Otherwise, we can just go ahead and start some reframing. That part is definitely in me. She just puts her foot down sometimes and she just doesn't want to. Most of the time she says, I don't want to have to be the one to do it. I want someone else to do it for me. Rebels in the house. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and do it. I wrote the script. Let's do it. If this doesn't resonate with you, change the words, okay? Or there might be another shadow part of you that isn't lazy or rebellious, but maybe she's tired. Maybe she's exhausted. Maybe she's overwhelmed. Maybe she's any of those things. So just identify with that part that you may not always give attention to. You may not even want to admit exists. And let's just let them have a say and honor where we're at with that. So even though the lazy or rebellious part of me has taken over, I'm open to remembering that I'm in charge here, and maybe we can form an alliance. Even though I'm resistant to doing this, I'm open to taking one tiny step forward toward my goal, knowing it will feel amazing when I'm done. Even though I just don't want to do it, I'm open to changing the way I feel. And I'm open to remembering how good it feels to gain momentum. Top of the head. No way, I'm not doing it. Eyebrow, you can't make me. Side of the eye, there's resistance in my body. Under the eye, I'm too tired. Under the nose, I can't be bothered. Under the mouth, I'm too busy with other things. Collarbone, maybe I'm mad it's up to me. Under the arm, and maybe I resent having to do it on my own. Top of the head, it's too much pressure and expectation, so I'm just not doing it. And start to throw a little reframe in there too. Go to the eyebrow, I can't focus, so it's not going to get done. Side of the eye, I'm going to shut down and not do anything. Under the eye, softening a little bit. And I'm open to making a different choice. Under the nose, I'm open to honoring my fearful and rebellious parts. Under the mouth, thank you for trying to protect me. Collarbone, I'm open to having patience with you and working together as a team. Under the arm, releasing all my fears and doubts. Let's move to the finger points just for fun. We'll go to the thumb, moving past the resistance. Pointer finger, open to allowing the energy to become unstuck. Middle finger, feeling inspired and motivated even. Pinky finger, imagining crossing it off my list. I don't know about you guys, but I love that feeling. Crossing it off the list feels so good. Let's do the other hand. I'm going to do this. Pointer finger, breathing in the freedom of accomplishment. Middle finger, what if I'm safe to do this? Pinky finger, to take one sloppy baby step. Top of the head, I got this. Eyebrow, taking the pressure off and finding ease and flow. Side of the eye. Letting go of unrealistic expectations. Under the eye. Allowing myself to feel good and move forward. Under the nose, from a more relaxed and lighter inner state. Under the mouth. I'm not putting it off 1 second longer. Collarbone. I can see my next step now. Under the arm, and I can feel the thrill of completing it. One more round. I can handle anything. Top of the head. Eyebrow. What if I complete it and I actually enjoy it? Side of the eye. What if I leave my comfort zone and I find comfort in a new place? Under the eye. I'm ready to take action and take my power back. Under the nose. I'm excited to get started and then keep the ball rolling. Under the mouth, as I ride the waves of momentum and inspiration. Collarbone. I can and I will. Under the arm. Watch me. Watch me do this. Side of the hand. And even though there may still be some resistance, that is okay. It makes perfect sense. I can still have compassion for myself and love myself right where I'm at in this moment. Hands over the heart, just as I am. Just as I am. Yeah. Good. Let's check in. Take however long you need with yourself right now. I see some of you really enjoying this juicy moment, so just savor it. Yes, Anne, I wrote that script just for you, because it was just for me and we are all one. Absolutely. Yeah, Richard's saying, becoming friends with your shadow self and being willing to listen to what they had to say and they're trying to protect. Absolutely. So how are you guys feeling with that resistance? See if it's changed at all. What's your sud level now? Yeah, that part's still saying no, not until I'm ready, and I love you anyway. Beautiful, Carrie. Yes, thank you guys. If you have to go, there's obviously no pressure to stay, but I am going to stay a little bit longer, so feel free to share. Beautiful. And I'm going to go ahead and stop recording so we can share via voice too. So thank you so much for everyone who wasn't able to make it. I hope that you enjoy the replay, and we'll see you next time.